Good day, students. We will be having our second lesson about the cradles of early science. Previously, we have discussed the interdisciplinary dynamics of the three important terms of this subject: science, technology, and society. So, for today's discussion, we will be discussing the cradles of the early science. So it embarks on the journey through time. So it's a history base to explore the scientific and technological revolutions that shaped the early civilizations across. We have the three: the Mesoamerica civilizations, the Asia civilizations, and the Africa civilizations. But for this lesson, this is limited only for the first part na ng ating discussion. We will be dealing with Mesoamerica civilization. So what are those civilizations under Mesoamerica? The development of Mesoamerica. So this lesson also, it transports us to the origins of human knowledge, where science and technology first took root in early civilizations. In the context of these subjects, it reminds us that the scientific and technological processes is never isolated. It's a woven into the fabric of society. Just like as our smartphones today, our cell phones, these phones are shaped by cultural needs, political policies, and economic conditions. Early tools and methods emerged because societies had specific needs, no? For such as for farming, uh, to produce more goods, predicting seasons, or building stronger structures. So here are our learning objective for today's discussion. So these outcomes are not just academic checkpoints, but these are invitation of yours to think critically about the roots, the origin of our modern innovations. In the subject, these antecedents are more than history lessons. They are blueprints showing how necessity, creativity, and cultural context it leads to breakthroughs, tracing to the different development, such as in development of Mesoamerica, Asia, and Africa. It reminds us that the Silicon Valley of one era might be the defense forest of the Amazon or the bustling markets of ancient China. Understanding this lesson, it helps you see today's technological race as part of a much longer story. So again, science and technology are deeply intertwined with their social and cultural and even political contexts. Science and technology don't develop in vacuum. From the ancient civilizations to modern societies, their development has been shaped by prevailing norms, beliefs, and values. The various norms, various beliefs, and various values from different civilizations. Tracing scientific revolutions in Mesoamerica, Africa, and Asia, it reveals how these regions uniquely developed and utilized science and technology. For instance, how Mayan calendar, Chinese paper making, um, African metallurgy, all grew from cultural and environment contexts. And how about these modern terms right now? Think about the renewable energy technology. It thrives in our countries with strong environmental policies and public demand for sustainability. In the past, now the resources available, like rubber in the Mesoamerica, or societal priorities like timekeeping agriculture, it determined which innovations emerge. Let's proceed with the importance of the historical antecedents, no, of these different developments from Mesoamerica, Africa, Asia, and Africa. The events, knowledge, or even innovations from the past that laid the foundation for the advanced science and technology today. It helps us understand how and why current technology evolved, no? As time goes by, there is an evolution of technology. Try to observe our technology right now compare to its origin way before. So it evolves, it evolves. So just like example, the iPhone. Every year there is an changes, an evolvement. Also, it reveals the mutual influence between society and innovation. It allows identifications of patterns in scientific progress. And lastly, it provides us a foundation of future breakthroughs. And these antecedents often include ancient mathematics and astronomy, agricultural innovations, political and cultural factors driving research, and also early problem solving methods and tools. In our subject, STS, these historical antecedents are like a genetic code of innovation. They influence how and why technology evolves. Recognizing these roots help us understand today's inventions often stand on the shoulders of centuries old ideas. There is a just like let me share an example, yung picture, no? Before before yung colored picture ngayon here I mean in our generation right now, before there's no presence of a colored picture. It's a black and white. But before the black and white picture, there is a, I mean, there's no presence of digital image that time. So more likely, it's in the place of there is a separate lesson for that. So just like what I've mentioned earlier, this discussion will be focusing only on the development of Mesoamerican innovations. Another discussion will be tackling about the development of Asia and the development of Africa civilization. So let's start with the Mesoamerican innovations. Mesoamerica was a laboratory of innovation. Mesoamerica meaning middle in Greek, it refers to the cultures that inhabited present day Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, something in the South America na part. And this is also where civilizations like Inca civilization, Maya civilization, and Aztec civilization turned local resources into world-class solutions. And these innovations are case studies in how geography and environmental fuel, it makes there is a scientific progress out of it, and based also in this civilization, there is a without rivers and valleys, there would be no chinampas. Without complex social structures, there would be no mandatory education. Yes, one of the civilization, there is, one policy there that they require education. The middle in Mesoamerica was not geographical. It was also the meeting point of necessity and creativity. Let's start with the Mayan civilization. The Maya, the native to Mesoamerica since 2000 BCE, it evolved from the nomadic farmers into a hierarchical society. The classic period is around 250 to 900 BC. So the Mayan civilization, it started in Mesoamerica from as early as 2000 BCE, just like what I mentioned earlier. It was remarkable for integrating science, religion, and agriculture into our daily life. They developed advanced astronomical knowledge using temples as observatories to track the movement of celestial bodies such as Venus, which influence both agricultural schedules and religious ceremonies. They use also this kind of observatories because way before they don't have clock that time, so the basis for their time, not if it is a day or night time or what specific time is it, they use some observatories to observe the appropriate time. The only problem they will be experiencing is that there is a presence of something like rain or cloudy day, since the no presence of sun rather. So they cannot easily predict what time is it. Also, because of this advancement of astronomical knowledge, it allowed them to predict eclipses, lunar and solar eclipse, which were treated as divine events that mark the timing of festivals or the important political decisions. They also practice astrology to guide farming, like timing planting and harvest seasons based on the positions of stars and planets. To manage time effectively, Mayans created two sophisticated calendar systems: the Zokin, a 260-day ritual calendar for religious purposes, and the Haab, which is a 365-day solar calendar used for agricultural planning. So even before, before the existence of our calendar, just like our calendar in our generation, so try to observe that we have a quite different number of days compared to Zokin in the Mayan civilization, but we have similar number of days of the hub for the Mayan civilization also. So aside from they have their own calendar system, again, take note that they have their own calendar system, the Zokin and the Hab. They also have engineered hydraulic system to transport water from cities to farmlands. They have this early form of irrigation system. And aside from that, this is one way of ensuring the proper distribution of water to crops, even in the dry seasons, while looms allow them to weave intricate cotton textiles for clothing. They also have these pioneered rubber processing centuries before the modern vulcanization, producing balls for their ceremonial ball games and waterproof goods. The Mayan also developed a complex hieroglyphic writing system. Yes, they have their own writing system. We have also our writing system. We pattern this writing system of ours in the Phoenician alphabet, but in the Mayan they have their own hieroglyphic writing system to record historical events, astronomical data, and myths, as seen in the Dresden Codex. Mathematically, they were among the first civilizations to use the concept of zero and place value, enabling them to make precise astronomical and architectural calculations. So these Mayan people, they are very bright, no? Because of how brilliant they are. They had so much discoveries, not just in the inventions in science and technology, but also in mathematics. They have their own number system, no? Their number system is different sa atin. Now, the Mayans exemplify how science and technology and spirituality can be intertwined. And their astronomical achievements weren't purely academic. They were sacred acts that aligned human life with the cosmic order. Because yeah, they're so bright, they were able to advance the development of astronomical knowledge. And this teaches us that science is often guided by cultural narratives. And the Mayan use of zero is especially striking, a mathematical concept that we rely on for everything from binary code to financial accounting, just like nowadays, had its roots in ancient needs to count, record, and predict. And this reinforces that even universal science is born in the local context. That is under for the Mayan civilization. For the Incan civilization, the Inca Empire, spanning western Southern America from 1400 to 1533 CE, was the largest in the America. So it excelled in engineering, agriculture, and administrative innovations, despite lacking some common technologies like the wheel for a formal writing system. Incan people, they constructed an extensive network of stone paved roads. May pailang dalan, no? Their roads are um it's very hard to construct, but it is very the foundation is strong. Unlike the roads that we have right now, no, it's very substandard. and spanning thousands of kilometers to facilitate military movement, trade, and communication across the vast empire. The stone architecture was earthquake resistant and adaptation to seismic activity of the Andes, with structures like Machu Picchu showing precise stone cutting techniques. Of course, the prompt of creating this stone architecture, especially building in their houses, it's because the Incan civilization, they are surrounded with mount volcanoes, active volcanoes. So every now and then, there is a possibility of erupting of one volcano, then another volcanoes. That's why they have this idea that they need to create a strong foundation for their houses. That's why they adopt this stone architecture. Also, without a written language, they developed this what we called a kipo system, knotted strings for record keeping. So kipo is a system of knotted strings used for record keeping, population counts, and also a research management which only trained specialists could interpret. So not all Incan people there, no, they know how to interpret or use Skipo. Only well-trained individuals can interpret it. In terms of calendar, they use 12-month calendar to schedule religious activities, festivals, agricultural cycles, and also the engineered irrigation system to farm on terraces to build into mountainsides, conserving water and soil. They also built the first suspension bridges, enabling travel across deep rivers. In terms of music, they crafted wind and percussion instruments like the pani pipes, the drums, enriching their cultural life. And one of their most uh, ingenious food preservation method was a freeze drying, or the so-called chunyo, which allowed potatoes and other crops to be stored for years, ensuring food security during droughts. So the Incas, they shows that innovation does not require every tool in the modern sense. It required problem solving tailored to the environment. Though they lacked the will for transport, however, they built vast road networks and bridges that could rival Roman engineering. The Incan example highlights adaptive technology, solutions made with what's available for the specific needs of society. One of the best innovations they have, or best practice that time, is the freeze drying food is another powerful link in which an ancient response to food scarcity that has resurfaced today in a space of travel, emergency, and food supply change. That's the Incan civilization. Let's proceed to the last civilization, the Aztec civilization. The Aztec demonstrate the holistic nature of science and technology in society in the field of education, medicine, agriculture, and engineering. So they are in all interconnected. Their chinampas are an example of sustainable agriculture, turning challenging lake environment into a fertile farmland. Also, medicinal plants reflects the integration of empirical observation with cultural knowledge. And the Aztec calendar, just like the other civilization, they have their own calendar system also. And these calendar also parallels our own use of technology to organize life. No, just like in our generation, we use Google Calendar to check, to organize our um work, to schedule works, to schedule everything that we have or we need. In the Aztec scientific discoveries, as you can see, there are lots also of scientific discoveries made by these Aztec people. The Aztec civilization, usually they are dominant in central and southern Mexico in the 15th and 16th centuries. They have combined military power, advanced agriculture, and of course, remarkable innovations in education and medicine. And take note, these Aztec people, they were the one of the first societies to implement compulsory education for children, including girls and even enslaved individuals, with curricula tailored to gender and social roles. Way before, based on history, only man can enter the school. There is a limitation, no, of who are those individuals who can enter school. But these Aztec people, this civilization, this is the I mean they were the one to introduce us the compulsory education for all, regardless of the gender, male or female. Aside from that, the Aztec people also they valued chocolate, no? Believing that these chocolates, uh, it was gift from gods, such as from cacao beans were so priced right now, they were so used for currency. And in medicine, they have this what we call antipasmodic drug, from the word itself, antipasmodic, antipasmo. They created antipasmodic drugs from passion flower to treat muscle spasms, epilepsy, and insomnia. Insomnia. And aside from creating antipasmodic drugs, they also developed antibiotic treatments using a agave sap to prevent infection in wounds. And centuries before, before the modern science identified its antibacterial properties. They also use aloe vera to soothe skin irritations, sunburns, and wounds. Agriculturally, they perfected the chinampa, or the floating garden system, the constructing fertile and artificial islands on shallow lake beds to maximize crop yields in the Valley of Mexico. And also, they have their calendar system. Their calendar system combined a 365-day solar cycle, the Shupuholi, for agricultural purposes, and also for ritual cycle, 260 days for Tunal Fuhali, especially for religious events or gatherings, forming a repenting of 52-year century. Lacking pack animals, Aztec built canoes to transport goods and people across lakes and canals, making a water-based trade routes essentially to their economy. So based on my presentation for the different civilization, they have their own highlights of innovations in terms of science and technology. And as you can see, they have their own calendar system also, no? Despite they're under the development of Mesoamerica. So across this civilization, the lesson is clear that science and technology are shaped by the society they serve. This means that our current innovations, whether in AI, genetic engineering, or even in the renewable energy, are deeply connected to our cultural values. Not just our cultural values, but also political system and available resources. And by studying the Mayan and Incan and Aztec approaches, we can see that human ingenuity thrives under constraints, and that's the past hold valuable clues for navigating our future. So science and technology develop uniquely across the three, from Mesoamerica and Asia, Africa. Studying antecedents helps identify patterns for future scientific breakthroughs. And the journey through each early science reveals a profound connection between human and society. That would be all for my discussion about our lesson, the Cradle of Science, focusing on the development of Mesoamerica civilization, in which there are three: the Incan, the Mayan, and the Aztec civilization. Thank you so much for listening.